cannot leave the room. If you do leave the room, then you just can't come back in. Okay, so this is an hour-long scene. We're dedicated in together, taking notes on our notebooks and kind of going through everything. It's going to be an incredible day, all kinds of cool scenes going up. And then again, if you do need to leave, you can step out, but then you can't come back into the room. For you guys, I know you guys are coming up next. I just wanted you to get the beginning of the day. So after about 10-15 minutes, I'll dismiss you, and you guys can go get changed for your scene, okay? Without any further ado, I'll pass it along to Matthew, and he will get our day started.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, welcome everybody to Masterclass. Knuckles, please. Hello, hello. Good energy, good vibes. Thank you for being here, Bright Guy. Woo. Actors. Big T. Air Nux. All right, so we discussed yesterday morning what mastery is, and we got to see some of that. We'll see some more today. Mastery is the continual pursuit of perfection, and the only true masters understand that you can't be perfect. So it's a lifelong pursuit of teeny tiny incremental improvements, and the better you get, the smaller those improvements become. It is Sunday today, and I just got done with church. I didn't want to go. I'll be honest. We have 5 kids. 12 to 0 is the gap. And we bring our kids into church. So it's always a choice. And today especially, I had every excuse not to go because of Masterclass. My wife's like, do you want to just, not? And I remembered my own voice from yesterday with the old no excuses thing. And I was like, no, we're going to go. And my mind was like, it's hard right now. When you bring these little kids in, my wife and I often have to separate from each other. Many times I'm holding the baby and she's disciplining, or vice versa. And it's hard. And I thought, though, my older 2 now, they sit and they're respectful and they listen. And the younger 2, boys, we call them the squirrels. They're getting into nuts all the time and doing their thing. But I thought, only from the consistency are we going to reap the rewards later on. And so I went, and I'm glad I did, because I got this message from our pastor. He talked about pride and how pride is one of the greatest sins in the Bible. And then he spoke about humility. And I think that's the other thing about mastery, is being humble. I said yesterday, I'm always right because of my willingness to be wrong. And it's like, oh yeah, that's a tricky way of saying it, but it's true. If you're willing to be wrong, then it's like, cool, I can always be right, because if you're right, I will just accept your point of view, and we move forward and the fighting stops. That's what's so nice about it. If you're open, you're malleable, you listen, you want to hear the other side, you're going to get better, stronger, etc. So we're going to try to do that today. Ladies, I noticed the stage looks different.
It does. Yeah.
Because why? Because you are now exercising mastery. And good for you. What you did was you sat through the class. You heard Matt talk to every other scene, and you saw the importance of really dissecting and looking at details. And then it's like, oh, when I reread this scene, it clearly states in the beginning of the scene, the stage direction is there on the porch. Huh. What does that do for our scene? It changes everything. Now, maybe I can talk more openly about how, or I can feel differently, or be surprised by my sister differently. I can enter differently. I can have a conversation about moving her without Hal hearing me. But either way, the location, the environment, obviously changes the way we feel, the way we speak, the way we sit. And I'm so glad that you found it on your own without me having to tell you. So good job.
Thank you.
Let's get to work. All right. First scene today in MASTERCLASS, we have actors Toni and Cassidy working through an excerpt from the play Proof by David Auburn.
Oh. Good morning. Please don't yell. Please. Are you all right? No. Those fucking physicists. What happened? Thanks a lot for leaving me all alone with them. Where were your friends? My stupid friends left. It was only 11 o'clock. They all had to get home and pay their babysitters or bake bread or something. I'm left alone with these lunatics.
Why did you drink so much?
I thought I could keep up with them. I thought they would stop. They didn't. Oh, God.
Toni, you are light years above where we were yesterday. You're still doing it. It is now subtle. I would like you to, I meant to tell you this and I apologize that I didn't, but it's all right. I would like you to rewatch your scene from yesterday, the end, when I'm on the stage and I'm giving an example of thinking and you spill the coffee. Because you're not in the scene, you're not doing lines, and it's a perfect example of how you can be big because you are big. And yet you can be subtle, and then you can come right back to listening and do nothing. It's this beautiful moment that we had where we're talking, I do a thing, you accidentally spill the coffee, you go, oh, you see me see it. You see me think and decide not worth stopping for, it's okay, life's gonna go on. You make a big, like, something, which is just your natural, and then right back to nothingness, complete listening. So, right now, you're giving certain nods, certain laughs, certain accents that are not necessary. You were in the room for the other Tonys, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Every time you do one of those audible somethings, you're forcing our focus away from her and onto you, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
You just need to trust that your thought process is enough, period. Zero mustard. All right. Good. Again. Also, sorry.
Yeah.
Does it say there's coffee outside on the porch?
There's no say at all on whether there's coffee. I
So
assumed,
fight for this position. So I think this is Chicago, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It does say at the beginning of the scene that she's out here already and that she's feeling good. She got up early to
Great.
a point. And my whole thought is
Is this
especially-
a common thing that you know of that porches in Chicago have outdoor coffee?
Oh, this is not like a coffee station. This is actually not a coffee maker. It's a It's an outside decoration.
Yeah. This is supposed
And
to be a
this
banister.
is supposed to be like a little banister. So I'm
Yeah.
just standing at the banister where our father used to stand when he used to look out and think math things.
I love it. See, you fought for it and you win. I thought I was like not realizing what was what. I thought you were putting a coffee maker out there.
Oh no. And even to a point of the line where I say, I'll make her coffee, when I say that to Hal, my sister likes it with milk, I like it black. So this is already made coffee for me versus she takes an extra step because she likes a latte.
There you go.
So.
Okay.
1 second. Now I gotta get out of my brain. Okay.
Good. Now, did you study any? And I know you did, so it's a stupid question, but what did you find looking for your version of a beautiful mind?
What I think's, how do I describe it? I feel like both of us were correct yesterday. We were saying the same thing in different ways. Because I said, I don't think she's crazy. And I don't think she's crazy because I think she, like, her passion and her art and the thing that makes her brain tick is a different thing from what mine is. And I get excitable and things talking about theater and design and history to where I go into lectures and it's all in front of me like that. And people look at that and go, that's a lot, but that's beautiful. You're crazy, but that's beautiful. So I don't think she's crazy, but she isn't like everyone else. She isn't toned down like everyone else.
So in what ways then did you figure out how to make her uniquely exceptional then, if we don't want to call it crazy?
For one thing, because one of the things that really bothered me throughout the whole thing is like there's these conversations about alcohol, but she also had, like, we see her drinking in the very first scene, but it's clear that she almost doesn't understand it and doesn't necessarily like it. And it made me realize it's like she's doing it out of social cue. And so like there's so many things where it's like she doesn't like them because they distract her from what she loves. And it makes her inaccessible almost to others. She doesn't like other people being around because their smell or their sweat or their spit can be distracting. She doesn't like the smell of garlic because it's a distracting scent. It pulls away from the beauty of math. She likes to eat the same food. She likes pasta and spaghetti every single day because then she doesn't have to think about it. She can wear a large robe because it keeps her safe and confined and she can just think about what's important. But it makes her separate. She doesn't like being touched. She doesn't like people in her bubble. And to everyone else, that looks crazy. Like shampoo and all that, it's nice to be clean, but the jojoba butter in a conditioner isn't. The dress was nice because it got her first kiss, but it felt weird because it hugged her body. I don't know if any of that made sense. I don't know how to tell you in words how she is a beautiful mind. She just is because she just has one.
Okay. As an actor, one of the things I would encourage you to experiment with would be a master gesture that goes along with every character you ever play.
Yeah.
One of my fondest memories as an actor was a show I did where I lost a ton of money because I produced it in my own little theater out in Glendale in the back of a house. Guess what? It's actually where I met my wife, so pretty good thing I did that play. Investment well paid off. It's called The Boys Next Door. It's a beautiful play about 4 mentally handicapped men who live in a group home. And a caretaker who doesn't see them that way and wants them, tries to help them. And I played one of the mentally impaired guys. And it's interesting because when we did the play, we took it very seriously and we studied mental illness in different ways. And each guy had their own thing. Mine was very specific. and they were each high functioning in their own way, but like my character could never get a job, but he could speak like pretty easily. So I had to give myself some kind of a master gesture, because here's the thing, Arnold, the character I was playing, didn't think he was mentally handicapped.
Yeah.
But me, the actor, knew he was,
Yeah.
and knew I had to find something in him that he did that he didn't know he did. So for me, it was this like sort of, I counted up and down on my fingers. And I hid that, so the audience didn't see it, but it was for me. So somebody who's in this way, and you know, and I could fight you on the alcohol thing, and I would, because I think alcohol is another character in the play. She brings it in, you bring it in, you're drinking out of a bottle on your birthday. I think you're an alcoholic. Like, it's part of it. It's not like judgment, it's just alcohol is an influence, it's an impact in the home. But she's going to have a tick, you know, and it could flare up when she gets angry. Maybe she pulls her hair in such a way that like it's not kind of the same what somebody else would do, and it doesn't make her crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's like she has her own thing, right?
Yeah.
So what I meant was when you do the work, and if you watch, say, why is his name floating out of my head? The guy from Beautiful Mind.
I can't remember his name right now either.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyone?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, thank you. When you look at his work
Yeah.
and you see his specifics, he finds the ways to have been exceptionally different and then try to fight it. Try to pretend like the voices are not in his head,
Yeah.
but they are.
Yeah. Which I will say, if that was your question, she taps. The more anxious she gets, the louder her tapping goes, which is also why I kind of like having the coffee cup, because it makes it a little more audible about what's happening with her hand. So she taps on her nails, she taps on there, she even like taps on furniture. But yeah, she does try to hide that, but there is that element.
Okay, why tap?
Because it feels like counting.
There you go. It's the right answer.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay.
But what you're doing now and how you're listening now, that's the scene. You must remain in this element of who you are, and you bring her out of you. Anything subtle that she does that she can't not do, she does. But if you, Toni, make the conscious decision to add mustard, which is, it could be, or
Yeah.
any of that crap, it's not needed.
Yeah.
You just sit and you just listen.
Yeah.
And then you let Catherine feel. You let Catherine think. Catherine should have thoughts about what she's seeing that are brand new and unique that she's never thought before. So you don't have time to add these facial, and I'll just call them like giveaways.
Yeah.
Don't give it away. Again.
Good morning.
Please don't yell. Please.
Are you all right?
No. Those fucking physicists.
What's wrong?
Thanks a lot for leaving me all alone with them.
Well, where were your friends?
My stupid friends left. It was only 11 o'clock. They all had to get home and pay their babysitters or bake bread or something.
Relax, Toni. Nothing.
I'm left
do
alone
nothing.
with these lunatics.
Why did you drink so much?
Too much.
I thought I could keep up with them.
I think that's the wrong point of view. I think it's the wrong point of view. Listen and ask the question.
I'm left alone with these lunatics.
Why did you drink so much?
There you go.
I thought I could keep up with them. I thought they would stop. They didn't. Oh, God. Have another tequila.
Do you want some coffee?
In a minute. That band.
Nope.
That band.
Yeah.
Good. Now she asked for coffee, right? In a minute. Which way did Hal go? Why that way?
Because he goes through the side door of the house. He also comes back from the side door of the house. She comes from the front door.
It says she comes in the front door? It doesn't say that, does it? Just says she enters.
Pretty sure it does say that he goes through a different door than she comes in through. They don't cross each other. Because she doesn't even know he's in the house until he comes back with Catherine's journal.
Okay. My version just said, he kisses her quickly, then goes inside. Catherine smiles to herself. She is happy, on the edge of being giddy. Claire enters, hungover. So I don't get that. I don't see the same, but yours may be different than mine. It's possible, because I have this version of it.
If I remember correctly, if you check at the back of the scene, it might specify which door, because I'm pretty sure he goes through the door that's closest to the dad's study.
Okay.
But we can move him. He can go through that door.
It doesn't matter other than I wanted to use it to help her lying. Because if she has, and you're saying based on the end of the scene that she doesn't know he's in the house?
Yeah. She even says, "What are you doing here?"
Okay, I'll allow it.
I'm left alone with these lunatics.
Why did you drink so much?
I thought I could keep up with them. I thought they would stop. They didn't. Oh, God. Have another tequila.
Do you want some coffee?
In a minute.
No, wait. Now see her. Connect.
That band?
Don't let her get away with it. You're going to have to find her eyes before you talk.
That band.
Yep.
They were terrible.
They were all right. They had fun, I think.
Well, as long as everyone had fun. Your dress turned out all right.
I love it.
You do?
Yes, it's wonderful.
I'm surprised.
Okay, good. Let's go back to where we started from before. It's fine. It's just fine just where it is. I think I don't have much coaching other than nobody can hear you.
Okay. Yes.
So we're all like, it's probably good, I think. I'll check later on the mics. All right.
Okay.
So breathe. It's brand new now. So whatever you did is irrelevant. Irrelevant.
I'm left alone with these lunatics.
Turn it up.
I'm left alone with these lunatics.
Why did you drink so much?
I thought I could keep up with them. I thought they would stop. They didn't. Oh, God. Have another tequila.
Do you want some coffee?
In a minute. That band.
What?
Yeah.
Say it again.
That band.
That band. Let us hear it because it is important.
That band.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
They were all right. They had fun, I think.
Well, as long as everyone had fun. Your dress turned out all right.
What?
Your dress turned out all right.
Can you raise the volume for me, please?
Your dress turned out all right.
Good. Now slow down the words.
Your dress turned out all right.
Yep. And even slower.
Your dress turned out all right.
Yeah, good. Now louder and slower.
Your
Turn it up or we're going to say this line 30 more times, I promise.
Stay in the moment, Toni.
Your dress turned out all right.
I love it.
You do.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
I'm surprised you even wore it.
So, rushing the lines.
I'm surprised you even wore it.
So one of the most important words, I think, in that sentence is the word even. And you're throwing it away, you're swallowing it, okay? Here's why it's important. Because the dress, the controllingness, the mommingness, it gets on her nerves. You went from being playful to now being a little bit braggy or sticking it to her, and her next line is a reaction to even.
Okay.
You're better than she is, okay? And you don't mean to be. You're not trying to be, but the fact of the matter is you're not gifted in the way that she is, but you're also a powerful, smart, capable, wealthy woman who knows what she knows.
Yeah.
And she has a crazy little sister from her point of view.
Yeah.
Okay? And she's surprised that her crazy little sister even wore the dress. I didn't even think you were going to wear it. I thought I went through all of that trouble, brought you the dress, and you weren't going to put it on. That's what I thought. But you wore it. Hear it? Okay, so now we can't swallow the word, and then when you go slow, you get to add your talent. You listen to the talent, and you react accordingly, not what you think it should have been.
I'm surprised you even wore it.
I love it, Claire. Thanks.
You're welcome.
What?
You're welcome.
Those are two words, I think.
You're welcome. You're in a good mood.
What? That's like...
You're in a good mood.
Should I not be?
Are you kidding? No, I'm thrilled. I'm leaving in a few hours.
I know.
Listen. You're not listening.
I'm leaving in a few hours.
I know.
What'd you hear?
Nagging. I know the schedule.
She didn't give you nagging.
I know, but it
She
feels
didn't
like
give you
it.
nagging. Hear the truth. Yeah, so I promise you
I
have to
know.
put more crazy in than you think. I love that you're trying
Yeah.
to defend your character. I love that.
Yeah.
But I promise you, she is crazy. I'm sorry. She is. I am right about this. It's a part of the play, and
Yeah.
I think a beautiful part of the play. There's a certain tone that her sister has that should cause your heart to go, she's going to call me crazy, she's going to put me in the nut house.
Okay.
When she acts weird, she starts doing stuff. She starts cleaning and putting things away and like, stop it, sister. Okay? She's leaving, but the way she says it, I just want you to be, I want Catherine to go, could be, could not be, and a lot of times in her mind, she should be thinking, act normal, act normal, act normal. Nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong. It's probably fine. Her brain is telling her to not be crazy.
Yeah.
Let that happen, but listen to tone. Do it again. Listen to her hands. You see her hands? Just listen. You can listen peripherally, but you have to be aware.
I'm leaving in a few hours.
I know.
The house is a wreck. Don't clean it up yourself. I'll hire someone to come in.
Thanks. Do you want your coffee?
Too much.
No, thanks.
Too much. Listen. You're adding mustard, don't do that.
I want to run away.
You're adding mustard, don't do it. No, you want to not run away. Your brain should be telling you the opposite. Your body wants you to run away because your body's crazy. Your mind is smart enough to go, don't run, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool. So repeat that in your mind, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool, and then as soon as you're ready, as soon as that's the only thing in your mind, calmly say the line to her.
The house is a wreck. Don't clean it up yourself. I'll hire someone to come in.
Thanks. Do you want your coffee?
No thanks.
What? Couldn't hear your response.
No thanks.
It's no trouble.
Hold on a sec, Katie. I'm leaving soon.
You said that. I know.
I'd still like you to come to New York.
Yes. January.
I'd like you to move to New York.
Move?
Will you think about it? For me? You could stay with me and Mitch at first. There's plenty of room, and then you can get your own place. I've already scouted some apartments for you.
Okay, good. So, nothing wrong. Didn't say you can't do what you did, but I personally hate it. Fair enough. Okay. And here's what I mean by I hate it. I put myself in your shoes. So when I'm in your shoes and I'm standing here, I hate my blocking. And I feel trapped. And I feel stuck. So here's my suggestion. Because what can we do from here? There's not much. I would start, if I were you, this way. Fourth wall, out to Chicago.
Okay.
See the neighborhood. Let her watch you. If you're going to get up. It doesn't say get up. But if you're going to get up, this is what I would do. I would get away. Because now she's standing, you're standing, and I just hated it. I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Okay.
It feels very awkward to me. So whenever that happens to you, that's when you want to experiment with something new. And hopefully you're trying to be willing to admit, like, I don't know why it doesn't feel right. I don't have the answer, but let's try something else.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Okay.
Does it say we get up? It doesn't, so let's try sitting. Oh, it doesn't, but I want to get up, so let me try something else. So if you go here, and whenever you do, what's magical is she gets to see your body language. They get to see your thought life. To where I might even go away from her if I'm like, if she's pissing me off, and go like, you know what? So I took it, I controlled it, and then I put on the face I wanted her to see. But they saw the truth, which is kind of fun sometimes. You want to save big moves like getting up. So the fact that you got up and then you got up, it's like all this happened and nobody gives a shit. And we should really care.
The house is a wreck. Don't clean it up yourself. I'll hire someone to come in.
Thanks. Do you want your coffee?
No thanks.
It's no trouble.
Hold on a sec, Katie. I'm leaving soon.
Yeah, you said. I know.
Good. Now let's. So you hear my voice is different than your voice.
Yeah. I need to bring it up.
You both do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm swallowing it.
Just for me to talk to you in regular voice, for me to coach you, just kind of normal. I talk right here.
Yeah.
That is where your voice has to be. Why? Yeah. There's an air conditioning unit going, right? There's a big room. We have curtains that absorb some of the sound. You have to be aware of your surrounding and fill it.
Okay.
Okay? Fill it. I paused because I would like you to experiment. Hold on a second, Katie. And use that as your chance to get up and go fourth wall.
Okay. Okay.
And here's my why, and it may or may not work. And by the way, if it says then 1 page later she gets up, I'm like, well, forget it.
I don't think it mentioned.
No, it has no up and down.
I'm just saying, if it did,
Yeah.
then I would throw everything I said away, but I would also go back and go, okay, it doesn't make it irrelevant. It just means how could we do certain thoughts or get things across while sitting, and why did they wait to stand till here? That's all I would do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, here's my why as a director now, why I want you to get up. I want you to make it even more suspect that you say, wait a second, and she can see more of your something is bothering you. That maybe there's something more than the mess that you have to say.
Okay.
And because you can't look her in the eyes, you go away. Let's try it.
Don't clean it up yourself.
You understand how my voice is twice your volume? It is twice your volume.
Okay. Okay.
You have these people want to hear you.
Yeah.
They're dying to hear you. Please.
Okay.
Who are you here to see? Who invited you?
Me, it's my grandfather.
Wouldn't you love to hear the words? He would love to hear the words.
I don't hear one.
God, it would be nice. It would be wonderful if Grandpa could hear a single thing you're saying. Thank you for being here, Grandpa. If you could stay for the rest of the scenes, I would appreciate it. All right. So you're going to go fourth wall. I went wide on the camera.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
I'll hire someone to come in.
Thanks. Do you want your coffee?
No thanks.
It's no trouble.
Hold on a sec, Katie. I just...
Bigger, louder than you've ever been in your life.
I'm leaving soon.
Out.
I'm
out,
leaving
out,
soon.
out, away from her. You don't need, she can hear you.
Okay.
Something's wrong, she can tell. You share with us,
Okay.
okay?
I'm leaving soon.
I know. You said that.
Too much.
I know.
No, too much. You're adding mustard. Cut it out. Tell her not to be scared.
I know. You said that.
I'd still like you to come to New York.
Yes. January.
I'd like you to move to New York.
Move.
Will you think about it? For me? You could stay with me and Mitch at first. There's plenty of room. And then you can get your own place. I've already scouted some apartments for you. Really cute places.
What would I do in New York?
What are you doing here?
I live here.
You could do whatever you want. You could work, you could go to school.
I don't know. I don't know, Claire. This is major.
Okay, good. So, okay, keep going. You're too quiet.
I don't know. Nope,
Good.
Putting
And
mustard
let's
on
go
it.
back. Let's go back
Yep.
to this. Let's go back to move to New York. Okay, now, please, for the love of God, do not put mustard on this.
I know.
Okay, but hear me. Without adding
Yeah.
the spicy mustard, what she says is offensive. What would I do in New York? What are you doing here? Right? That's a pretty offensive thing. She's not trying to be offensive. I don't want you to react,
Yeah.
but I want you to hear it. Because it will be repeated. And if you don't hear it, the reaction you're going to give me, which I know you're going to give me either way, 4 or 5 lines from now, will not be warranted. You'll just go there, but what you need to do is on this line you light the match. You heard it, you breathe, I heard it, and the more she talks, the more the volcano fills up. To where then we've seen you adjust, and then we're not, it doesn't feel weird if you explode, if it's warranted. But if all of a sudden you explode, we're like, where'd that come from? AKA fake, AKA this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like you to move to New York.
Move.
I can't hear you though.
Move.
Will you think about it for me? You could stay with me and Mitch at first. There's plenty of room.
You use all your words, please. All your consonants. Because guess what? If you go nice and slow, your talent will come out, and there's no place she'd rather be less than next to Mitch. Freaking Mitch.
Yeah.
He's gross and smells like garlic.
I'm just saying. Oh, Mitch. Okay. Well, bitch. No one knows Mitch. No one cares about Mitch. All right. So slow it down.
Okay.
Guess what picture you're going to paint for her, nice and slow.
Okay.
Okay. You don't know you're doing it, but she's like, Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You could.
Will you think about it for me? You could live with me and Mitch at first. There's plenty of room. Then you could get your own place. I've already scouted out some apartments for you. Really cute places.
I don't know, Claire. This is pretty major. Wait, no, that's the wrong line. I skipped. What would I even do in New York?
What are you doing here?
What?
What are you doing here?
You're rushing the line.
Oh. What are you doing here?
I live here.
You could do whatever you wanted. You could work. You could go to school.
I don't know, Claire. This is pretty major.
I realize that.
Look,
Yeah, you're her sister. Go to her. Go to her. Go to her. Oh, go all the way. Come on. You're her mom. You have to mother her now.
look, I know you mean well.
No. You can't act like that.
I don't want her to touch me.
Is touch a problem for you as a person?
Oh, no.
Okay, sister can touch you. Sister can touch
But
you.
she smells like alcohol.
No. You're an alcoholic. You're wrong about that.
Then why would she turn down the beer at the party?
Why is she drinking by herself from a bottle?
Because
She's an alcoholic.
it's tradition.
She's
With
an alcoholic.
Okay, fine. I'm an alcoholic.
Here's the thing. If you treat her like a leopard, it doesn't work. Instead, you have to look at her like, I know you have an ulterior motive. Okay, do I have permission to touch your hand or your
Yeah.
knee or something? Okay, so it's like, Claire, look, I know this is a lot, but you should be reading like what you really have planned, not, right? That is a whole nother scene about her abuse of you, which is, we're not doing that scene, right? So that's my point. And you were sisters, so at some point in time you hugged. She's your older sister and your mom died. She probably did change your clothes and took you to the bathroom, and like, I'm just telling you, you're not afraid of her touching you. You're not that afraid of touch. A guy just kissed you. So it may not be that you like everybody touching you. I'm not going to fight you on that, okay? It doesn't say specifically, so you could be right or I could be right, and no one's right. It's irrelevant. It's your choice. But in this case, sister, it wasn't the point of why I had her move. And if you're focused on this instead of focused on this, you're missing it. Because she should be thinking, the second she says, I scoped out some cute little places, you're remembering what? The times she scoped out cute little places to put your father in a home for crazy people. When she says that, you remember. I don't know, Claire. I'm not sure about that. Seems pretty major. Trust me, it's going to be fine. I don't know. I'm not sure. boiling, boiling, boiling. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
I realize that.
Nobody can hear you, just so you know.
I realize that.
Line. Quick. You just repeating the same 4 lines.
I know you mean well.
I know you mean well. I just don't know what I want to do right now. You were right yesterday. I'm confused.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. Now I hate the blocking again. I hate it, plus I can't hear you. But
Yeah.
I hate the blocking. You hate it? I hate it. I hate it. So, maybe you don't go to her, or maybe you do. Let's say you do. Do it again. Do the movement. Do the movement. Start over here.
Oh, here, all the way up there.
I'm gonna direct.
Oh, don't sit down at all.
I'm gonna be a puppeteer. You're my puppets.
Okay.
No, you're gonna go to her.
Okay.
Maybe get down on a knee or so, whatever, but go to her.
Okay.
Okay. You're not gonna be allergic to her. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna be painful, but you need your own space. So we're gonna go. You're gonna go there.
Okay.
You're gonna look out fourth wall. You're gonna think about all the reasons you don't want to go to New York. See if it works. May or may not.
I realize that.
Nobody can hear you.
I realize that.
Nobody can hear you.
I realize that.
Look, I know you mean well. I just
Good. Go.
I don't know. I just don't know what I want to do right.
I'm just not sure
I'm just not sure what I want to do right now.
what I
You
want
were
to
right.
do. I'm just not sure what I want to do.
I'm just not sure what I want to do. You were right yesterday.
I mean,
you were.
to be honest,
To be honest, you were right yesterday. I am confused.
I don't think you need to look at her.
You were right yesterday. I am confused.
I mean, to be honest, you were right yesterday.
To be honest, you were right yesterday.
I do feel
I
a
do
little confused.
Feel a little confused. I do feel a little confused.
That's your admission of I have been forgetting the groceries.
Yeah. I have, yeah.
But you're now telling her, but it's because I'm tired.
Yeah.
So you're saying,
yeah.
hey, I realize I can't hide it from you.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going to be honest in a way that justifies it to get you to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm getting.
I know, I'm just telling you where I want you to start.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, to be honest,
You were right yesterday. Do it again.
To be honest, you were right yesterday.
No, I mean, I do feel.
I do feel a little confused. I'm tired. I think
It's been a pretty weird.
It's been a pretty weird few years.
couple of years.
It's been a really weird couple of years. I think I just need
I
to.
think I'd like.
I think I would like.
I think I'd like to take some time
I think I'd like to take some time. I think I'd like
to
take
figure
some,
things out.
I think I'd like to take some time to figure things out. I think I'd like to take some time to figure things out. I think I would like some time.
I think I'd like.
I think I'd like. I think I'd like to take some time to figure things out.
Line. You could do that. No, I want her to go.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. You could do that in New York.
Now turn.
And I can do that here.
And I could do it
And I
here.
could-
And too rushed.
Yeah.
You could do that in New York.
And I could do that here.
It.
I could
Do
do
it again?
it here. I keep hearing that.
You could do that in New York.
And I could do it here.
But it would be much easier for me to get you set up in an apartment in New York
No,
and...
I don't need an apartment.
There's no no there.
I don't need an apartment.
Yep, and your feet shouldn't be talking, please.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
it's okay. Now, for your mastery, so you understand, so you're willing to always get guttural and humble.
Yes.
When you move like that, you are covering up
Line.
a lack of preparation, whether you realize it or not. It's like, oh, these lines are not quite as solidified as I'd like them to be. They're there, but for some reason, it's not coming easy. So what happens is we move to distract from the I'm having to remember what to say next, okay? And here's the deal. A, I don't want you moving in general, but B, I happen to know what's next, and you certainly want to save the move for when you're going to want to do it. Okay? Because when you move, you speak. If you move too much, you're talking the whole time you're talking, and no one's listening to your words. Okay? So here, let's go back to, but it would be, and this is a telling line for this is a huge line. Why is this line so important?
Because I said it's easier for me.
Boom!
Yeah.
Boom! And you got that this time.
Mm-hmm.
It would be so good for you, but it would be easier for me. Listen, yes, feel, cry. Listen to her, go into your deepest, darkest fears of not getting to do the thing you love to do and that you want to do. You go there and you listen to her because she's gonna lock you up in an apartment that doesn't let you act. That's gonna give you a pill, and the pill makes you get a day job. Okay, hold on, listen to her.
I
Listen
am
to
listening.
her. No, okay, open your eyes, listen to her. Don't force it, listen to her. Trust, breathe. But, go.
But it would be much easier for me if you were to get set up in an apartment in New York and...
I don't need an apartment. I'll stay in the house.
We're selling the house.
What?
I'm selling the house.
When?
I'm hoping to do the paperwork this week.
Okay, good. What time here? We're getting there. Okay. So we're right on the edge. I want to get through this moment because I think this moment will be very fun for us and the audience. Okay. So don't move yet. Don't move yet. Still. Please let the volcano shake.
Yeah.
Okay? You just feel. All you gotta do is feel. Okay? When is all italicized. When she says we're selling the house, what information did she just give you?
She's making a decision for the both of us.
Yes. She already made the choice. And I personally agree wholeheartedly with Catherine. I could get behind your eyes if I have to. But she's been lying through omission by trying to talk you into something that she's going to make you do anyway. Who do you think you are? You're worried I'm crazy? You haven't seen crazy. Because math to her is acting for you. And I'm telling you, it's life or death, and she's promoting death. She's saying, this is what's best for you, for me to make you like everybody else. When? No movement is needed for that. Let's go back to, and I could do it here. And we can punch through this.
Yep.
We can punch through it as long as we use every word and we're loud because we have a beat coming up. In fact, let's go even further back. Or no, you don't know the lines well enough. Okay. You could do that in New York. We'll pick it up there. You could do that in New York, and I could do it here. Go.
You could do that in New York.
And I can do it here.
Come on, no,
But-
react to that. She just bitchy to you. You're the mom. Go.
But it would be much easier for me if you were to get you set up in an apartment in New York.
I don't need an apartment. I can stay here.
I'll stay in the house.
I'll stay in the house.
We're selling the house.
Good. Now, do it again. There cannot be a pause.
Okay.
There cannot be a pause because the pause comes after she says, I'm selling the house.
Okay.
Fight, 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 fight. We're selling the house. Drop.
Okay.
Go. You could do that in New York.
You could do that in New York.
And I can do it here.
But it would be much easier for me if you were to get set up in an apartment in New York and
I don't need an apartment. I'll stay in the house.
we're selling the house.
What?
Hurt. Go to hurt.
I'm selling the house.
What?
I'm hoping to do the paperwork this week. I know it seems sudden.
No one's been by to look at the place.
No one was here
No one
looking at the
was
place.
here looking at the place. Who are you selling it to?
The university. They've wanted the block for years.
I live here.
No.
I live here.
Yes.
Honey, now that Dad is gone, it just doesn't make sense. It's in bad shape. It costs a fortune to heat. It's time to let it go. Mitch agrees. It's a very smart move. We're lucky.
Mitch. Fucking
we
Mitch.
have a great
Good.
offer.
Now you're walking on her line, and I'll chop your feet off.
It's Mitch. I want to punch Mitch.
Brian doesn't have toes because he walked on someone's line once, and I was like, nip, nip. No. So you boil. Because if you move, she has to change and go, right? You're not going to hurt her. You're not. She's your sister. You're not. In fact, she's your older sister. She probably has psychological advantage on you. And you as an actor have to find that in your character and allow that to be the case. To where when she says, sit down, you would, because you're just used to it because she's mom. Okay? But it doesn't mean you're not going to like freak out.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to have to deal with one of your episodes. Okay? But when she's going through this process, if you just listen, we'll see all of your thoughts, and you just have to have thoughts. If you move, you're not really able to think as deeply, and we miss part of what she's saying, and we have a hard time checking in with you. All we see is the movement. We miss the whole end of what she said. Okay? All right, have a seat, girls. We're going to talk real quick.
Out of the switch. Can we actually bring the chairs a little closer?
Oh,
and
yeah.
turn it right back? Let's get this one right here, Tyler, please.
Stop touching it.
Brian really doesn't have toes, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. And when he walks without his shoes, it's the most humbling thing in the world because it's like walking on razor blades. And I'm not saying that to try to lift him up right now or embarrass him or anything like that. But it's one of those things where I go like, wow, I forget that sometimes. That like he's over here trying his best to make you guys look beautiful and fulfill our vision, which is to help you feel famous through the growth process. That's what I want to do, and it's already worked. We've had viewers from England message in and go, "Wow, this is so great." We had someone from Texas who was like a C-list actress who was a big fan of one of the actors who was in MASTERCLASS for like a year, and she messaged the other actor and was like, "Hey, I probably shouldn't do this, but like I'm a huge fan." So like. It's for real, but thank you, Brian. I don't take it for granted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, so this is it first masterclass for both of you? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got through it. Okay.
Almost.
Tired.
Why don't you start, Toni?
It's definitely been a very intense process. I don't even I don't even have all the words. Definitely the thing of like, I think very often as a performer, I don't feel like what I'm doing is enough. And so then I add what you were saying is like is the mustard, all that type of stuff. And it, like, I am an intelligent actor. Like, I do research. Like, I try really hard to be in the person's shoes. Like, I was last night, like, I was sitting and just reading the script and crying in a public place because I was just so in love with it. I'm fucking, Anyway.
No, say it. Breathe. Breathe. Speak. Speak on the tears. What do they say?
I saw so much of myself and I saw so much of my sister in Catherine.
Yeah.
In different ways.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things going on in my own life where there's a lot of parallels, both past and present. And even the thought of like the fear of being institutionalized and things like that. Like, I grew up always being told I was crazy for just loving passionately. Being told any day, we're just gonna lock you away, we're just gonna send you off, you'll be gone. And the thought of like having that tense relationship with a sibling where it's like they're all you have, and the loss of control and the lack of seeing each other and the lack of hearing each other. It is reminiscent and it's real and it doesn't need anything else other than what it is. I want to be a strong enough actor where even when I'm just living it, it is enough. And I need to accept that it can be and that it is. And I'll get there. I don't have that confidence yet, but I appreciate being here to build that confidence and hear that.
Yeah, and one brick at a time.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something that may or may not surprise you. Intuitively, I already knew that.
Yeah.
And I was brave enough to keep calling Catherine crazy.
Yeah.
Knowing why you were fighting for the other side. Because, crazy or not, she's beautiful. She changes the world. She does something in mathematics that hasn't been done in 100 years. But she doesn't shower. She's nuts. She's a little nuts. She forgets for days or weeks to buy groceries. She drinks alcohol from the bottle. And when she does, she has visions and conversations with people that are not there, or at least her father, who is probably giving her very good math advice and helping her with the proof. She probably does proofs with him, sitting right next to her.
Yeah.
And he's not dead sometimes. And what you just shared, when you get there, and there's no rush, that's the key. That was Catherine. Because all you have to do is let yourself feel. Breathe, speak, not push it down, not try to be something it's not, and it's okay right there. And there are 100,000,000 roles right where you are. And as you grow and develop and change, which you will. Let me ask you a question real quick. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Are you a different person? Look me in the eyes.
Trying to get this tear off my face.
Well, I like the tear. It looks good on camera.
I'm so glad.
Are you a different person than you were when you were 17? Can you remember 17?
Yeah, I was homeless.
So are you a different person?
Yeah.
Completely?
Yeah.
Completely? Guess what?
Not
You're going to be
completely,
a
but
different
lot.
person
Yeah.
when you're 37.
Yeah.
And when you're 47.
Yeah.
We continuously come out of the cocoon, become a butterfly if we're willing, and fly. And then we figure out, hey, I want to grow again. And we go back down. And if we're not careful, sometimes we find a ledge and we get comfortable and we stay. And if you'd have done that, you'd still be homeless. But you chose not to. You made specific choices that encouraged people to help you along the way that put you where you are. Thank the Lord that that happened. And now you're here and you're going to continue to develop. But who you are right now is castable. That's what we want to lean into. And that's why I keep encouraging you to be you, because you are good enough. Right where you are. I say this every masterclass and everyone's like, you're crazy. I think the plays choose you. Because here's my process. People apply for the class. You want my job? You don't want my job. Because what happens is I get an influx of people. I choose who's going to be in the class. We kind of whittle that down a bit. And then we have different ages, different sexes, different races, different whatever. And I am tasked with trying to find a play that happens to have a two-person scene that I think is really good for workshopping, that fits these, and I keep mixing and matching and like, well, these two could go there, and it's like, okay, we're settled on like our lineup.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, you two have been around a while. Why was this your first? Oh, I don't know. Why the two? I don't know. But it was meant to be. And Catherine and Proof are meant to teach you something, which is why I would continue with the scene. I would further it and allow it to teach you and heal you and let you move forward. And then you just, I say, you're not done. You graduate it. Because there's a good chance that as you mature and you change, and 5 years from now when you're a different actress, you're like, you know what, I'd love to pick up Proof again. Now that I'm so much better than I was, now that I'm so different, I would love to dive in again and prove to Matt why she's not crazy. And you may be right, and I'll accept it if that's true.
I mean, we're all a little bit crazy.
Of course. It's a good way of pretending.
It did. That did get me.
I'm grateful for you to be in the class. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Anything
you
else you want to say?
Thank you for having us. I'm really grateful to be here.
Yeah. All right, you're up.
Well, I'm just really thankful to be able to work with Toni. I feel like she was an incredible seat partner. I've learned a lot from her. And I just had a really good time just analyzing the script with her, going really deep into it as much as I can and trying to like embody the character. Because yeah, I feel like both of us, the characters, have a lot of similarities to our own personal lives. Like Claire, I relate to her because I feel like I had to take care of myself at a really young age and like just grow up quickly and try to figure things out on my own a lot. So yeah, it was a really good experience.
And be the star athlete.
Yeah.
and get the high grade.
Yeah.
and get the big job and be the whatever, right? Yeah. Of course. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of pressure put on that character.
Yeah.
It's very tough.
Mm-hmm.
I sympathize with her completely.
Yeah. Yeah. Like everything I did.
And her anxiety is warranted.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, from her point of view, I mean, you try living in New York and paying the mortgage here.
Yeah. 2 home.
And going to school.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's not cheap.
New
And
York
you can
is not
relate.
cheap either.
No.
And you can relate to her, right?
Yeah.
The successes, like all of that. And what happens is it's scary to see yourself in a character, you know? But then when you are able to do it and you dive in and you actually let kind of some of those demons out, some of like the real, like, yeah, I guess I do talk like that sometimes. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I can do this, I can play this all the way, but I can also learn from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but I have an intense voice sometimes.
Really?
I heard a voicemail. It was on my phone. I was listening to it, and it was someone talking to someone else, and I was like, "Oh man, the person's being a jerk." And I listened deeper, and it was me. And I was like, "Geez, that's the way I sound sometimes. I better be careful." And I'm sure I do, and by the way, I'm sorry. To anyone I've talked in a certain way, because I don't even know sometimes how aggressive or powerful or whatever a moment might be. And I'm just saying, like, hey, put on your shoes. Like, tie your shoes. It's time for basketball. But like, for me, it's like got to turn into this big life lesson about whatever. And I'm like, Matt, chill, bro.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
But that's a lesson. Like, that's so nice to be able to see a mirror,
Yeah.
and embrace it.
Yeah.
And go, okay, what's the good in that? There's a lot of good. Cool. Use the good, leave the bad.
Yeah, I have definitely learned that lesson in track in college. Like, I was definitely not the favorite teammate because of how I phrase things, and I'm just like, I'm just trying to help you. Then you don't like how it's delivered. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, and growing from that, and then seeing it also in Claire and trying to apply that, knowing where she is mentally in her journey, in her deliveries and speaking to people in that way. But yeah, especially your sister, I'm sure it comes out way more because she's grown up with her. She's the mom, like she has more liberty in the way she says things and like what she thinks that Catherine should
And I've
do.
gotten to see your growth, so I'm going to leave you with this. Based upon your history, my guess is that the technical side of acting, the technique, the details are not going to be a problem for you. You've already now changed your voice. You need to exponentially continue to change your voice so that it becomes effortless. I believe you'll do that.
Okay.
So just keep following that path and then allowing yourself to feel, and realize that as you become more brave and you become more open and more free, you'll do all that work simply so that you're allowed to let it go. And I think you do a very good job of that actually already.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now it's going to be put in the time where the time needs to be, assuming you come back to class, which I hope you do.
Yeah.
Here's what I would do if I were you. Don't let Matt critique me on blank. And I'm going to tell you, one is voice.
Yeah.
And whatever else you hear, because you're like, that's what's within my control. If anything, hopefully Matt tells me to turn down the volume a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you both.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
Good job.